train me.
Anybody need to do a line? All right, we're gonna do this one time and one time only. Because when I tell you, I am so irritated that we even have to talk about this.
It's
But
your fault.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Welcome to another episode of Diva Unfiltered. I'm your host, Dominique the Diva, and I'm here with my best friend, media personality, Shay Parker.
Of course, here we are once again, out on a night that we don't typically record.
Yeah.
Because right here I have with me the most hated woman on the internet this week. Round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can we just clap it up
Thank you.
for Dominique,
Thank you.
the Diva. Very, very impressed at how you offended everybody this week.
Wow.
You know, I've been knowing you for years, and
Yeah.
I've seen you offend a lot of people.
Yeah.
But this week, you did your thing, girl.
That's my thing, girl.
You did your thing, girl.
So for the people who don't like dark humor, this is not your space. This is not your space at all, honey. Because we always say we're not here to offend you. We're here to offend everybody because everything's funny until it happens to you. But I'm actually mad
because it happened to you.
I'm actually mad it happened to me. Like, I'm actually mad that we even have to talk about this. And y'all should be ashamed of yourselves for dragging. It's so corny that we dragged this conversation so long. Like,
How long has it been? 4 days?
Yeah, let's just bring it back though. To everybody who's always here, y'all know we kick off every episode asking what you going through. So of course, Shay, first and foremost, boo, I want to know what you going through.
Yes, let me start because we already know partially of what you've been going through already. But work. That's pretty much been my life. I mean, very, very blessed to be very booked and very busy, but it's been crazy. I cannot lie. It's been crazy. I've been sleepy. I've been hungry. I've been tired. I've been a girl, and you got to do all that while still working. I don't know how some of you girls do this with kids.
I'm always
I
sleepy.
give up. I want to give up right now. I can barely get myself together from day to day.
I'm always sleepy, bro. Like,
Always.
like, no matter how much sleep I get, I'm always sleepy. But
Now, I will say this, something that I've been going through this week. I did tell myself that I was truly going to work on, one, complaining. I feel like through voice notes, I've learned that I be complaining a lot, like every day. 2, I want to stop saying that I'm tired because I feel like it definitely manifests from your mind to you actually feeling that way. Even if you are, I'm going to try to psych myself out to at least not feel like that for 50% of the time. But we did have a lot of fun this past week. We went to the SZN show and
I'm still just like in awe. Like, if you get a chance to go see SZN, go see SZN, okay? I know some people are like kind of complaining about the tickets, but that's because she's really bringing it. Like, when you talk about a stage presence, when you talk about a stage setup, the production, like, and the fact that the SOS album has been on Billboard for 10 weeks at the top. So I think we kind of do all Punch an apology because he's the one that's always delaying her projects, and we're like, give us her music.
Man.
But when we wait, it is so much better because now that she's performed both Control and SOS on this SOS tour, I can't figure out which album I like more anymore.
I have no idea. And listen, you know I cried 5 times
Every time
at
I
that
turned
show.
around, she was crying.
I was crying.
I was crying too, though.
It was crazy. I was literally crying, and no other artist has ever made me feel that way at a show except for Beyonce. So I really enjoyed SZA's show. I loved the story, the narrative, her music set, as well as the stage set was just phenomenal. I mean, everything was so cohesive. You can tell that she really took her time. Her team took their time. And listen, if I paid $600 to be on that floor, I would have felt like I got my money's worth.
Yeah.
The show was that good.
Yeah, and also her vocals were good. And can we just give it up for SZA in her sportswear? Because, like, the hockey vibes. Like,
But still sexy?
Still sexy. Like, I just love her. So go see SZA if y'all can. And her crowd is so cute. Like, SZA has the best fans. They're so cute. And let me just say, the way Gen Z was singing Kill Bill at that concert at the top of their lungs.
It made me nervous.
We're all screwed. Like, they're going to off us all. So
It really made me nervous.
you better.
But I love to see them just go up for her. And we were having this conversation at the show, like, who would have ever wrote it in the playbook that we would be like trekking out in the rain, like it was raining that night on a Monday night, a school night, to see SZA at a sold out show, and I just had a time. But and we went to Dope Black Girls Brunch, which was super fun. Of course, like celebrating just being a dope black girl to kick off Women's Month,
and this is for women that attended HBCUs. So shout out to our fellow highly educated women that went to HBCUs. I love my black ass broadcast journalism degree.
I do too.
Virginia State University, and I love working for a black-owned media company. Like, I just love being
you know what I truly loved also about Dope Black Girl Brunch is that, you know, when you go to a HBCU, you create sort of this community that when you leave, you realize that the rest of the world is not like what you experienced on campus. You're around all of these bright, you know, black people from all these different places. But when you leave that, I love how we can have events like Dope Black Girl Brunch where that community is still there. Like we can still come to this place and have a safe place just to celebrate ourselves. So we had a great time. We drank and everything. And then shit hit the fan.
I'm in the middle of having my drink. I'm in the middle of sipping my Chandon. My
having a great time.
I'm in the shade room. I don't want to be in the shade room. Contrary to what y'all believe, I don't want to be in the shade room. I don't even follow the shade room. I don't be following it. But anyway.
What you say?
I said I don't follow the shade room. But like, I'm in the shade room. So, you know, everybody's hitting my phone. I'm like, what was happening? What did I do? I'm at the bar. What did I do?
Diva went viral. She went viral.
She want to go viral. No, I don't actually. I don't want to go viral ever again. And I want to talk to you guys today about what happens when that happens and how y'all should be lucky I'm even sitting here today. If people told me to go outside and get hit by a bus and all types of things.
They told you all types of things, but I am just in total disbelief, first and foremost. I don't know if anybody else is, but I'm still in disbelief that this happened and it was such a huge thing.
Yeah, because, you know, like I said, I'm mad we even got to talk about this because it like went on already for too long. But like, first of all,
First the fuck of all,
y'all were doing too much. And the Corny Brigade came over to my page to defend themselves.
In full attack mode.
Just to let me know who the real bullies are out here, okay?
And because the real cornies.
I did not know that this word would be so triggering to our community and people outside of the community and just triggering for the whole world. Who knew this was such a trigger word for the American people? Because as soon as I said that, they're like, this black woman is attacking this black man and bringing him down.
And setting the community up for failure.
And bringing us back 120 years.
All right, and let us also just say this. Before we really dive into this discussion, we just want to be clear on who this podcast and this episode is not for. So for those outside of the community, this is not for you. Now, if you're questioning yourself about who's inside, if you're inside or if you're outside the community, if you even have to question it, you're outside. So you should leave now. You should definitely leave now. White women, this isn't the place for you. Leave now.
We'll get to y'all house later.
We will get to you later, but right now, leave. Get out.
From where we're sitting, though, as you know, as media professionals, it is insane to me how easy it is for media to all of a sudden start to make something such a big deal when we should be focused on something else. We should totally be focusing on Creed 3 and the fact that, you know, Michael B. Jordan has directed this film, starred in this film. It's the third addition to it. He also received his Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame this week. I didn't see enough about all of that. I just saw all of this attached to Corny, and he definitely doesn't deserve that because he is not the only corny person in the world, and we all do corny stuff.
I mean, according to y'all, Russell Wilson is corny too. So.
I mean, it was so many, like, I recall so many football players sitting around a microphone talking about that man. Like, everyone categorizes people. Everyone says somebody's whack or lame or whatever the case. It doesn't deserve to overshadow what really this week was about. But again, as media professionals, we can see how easy it is for people to just start going on and on and on and on and on about something so frivolous. Like, I saw another headline this week, so I don't know if y'all noticed, news is very slow right now.
So slow.
News is slow. You know, your favorite artists aren't doing interviews. You know why they scared to talk? You got any idea?
Because of you.
You got any idea why? You know,
because of you.
News is slow right now, so everybody's just trying to get clickbait. You know, we work in media. I saw a headline the other day that said, Janet Jackson's nephew is complaining about her overly sexualized shows. Like, who the hell cares what Tito's son thinks at a time like this? Like,
okay, like, because eggs are $6. Beyonce tickets, we fighting to the death.
Like,
for those. The
the
economy is crazy.
Right, there's so many headlines out there where y'all are falling for the bait. It's so easy to just get wrapped up in something that is just so frivolous, as such as a nobody like me calling someone corny. And when I said it, of course, I was actually saying that corny guys make the best dates because they're like very detailed and like, you know, he had went all out for her or whatever.
Yes,
so, like,
everybody
but they're
knows
still like,
this.
that's a slight. But the thing about it is, it is subjective. Like, everybody does corny stuff from sometimes. People are going to think I'm corny. They might think I'm corny forever. But the opinion of someone that I don't know will never matter to me. And it shouldn't matter to y'all either. So I'm just saying,
and someone in a stranger's opinion about another stranger should not matter as much as it does
for y'all to send me death threats.
The majority of the internet. Yes, like Diva was getting death threats.
Oh, let's
just
go.
Crazy insults. I mean, it was insane. But going back to what you were saying about the media and sitting where we sit, we see that at one time the media was about telling stories.
Yeah.
And now the media is about pushing narratives.
Yes.
And that is where the difference is. Like, it was completely fine for us to mention the corny joke and haha, they had a hilarious moment on the red carpet. But for that to be the story, we're not talking about anything related to the movie, his process in making the movie, directing the movie, it being this big, huge debut, you know, from a director standpoint for him. Like, why are we here right now?
Yeah, it's overshadowing everything.
The Corny Brigade attack, baby.
The Corny Brigade attack. They're letting us know who the real bullies are, okay? Like, it was so many things on the internet. They was like, look, this is my favorite right here. You look like a man. Like, let me tell you something. Honey, I don't be knowing these days either. I don't know. That's not an insult to me. I don't know if y'all seen the titties these days. They are getting the titties. They are getting the shots. They are coming down, honey. So
they're laying their lace fronts better than some of us.
Okay, so I mean, I feel you these days. It cannot be an insult. Maybe I do look like a man. I wish I had a big black so I can tell you to suck it. Okay, here goes somebody else. The Corny Brigade attacks. It says, well, you can take you and your corny ass somewhere on a different planet. I'm trying to remember when we gave a fuck.
Oh, I know when you DM'd me this. That's when we gave a fuck.
I would love to go to another planet. Yeah, never mind. What's the next one, Shay?
Okay, the next one. You are a very ugly person inside and out because they totally know you. They totally know you.
I received that.
This is my favorite right here, though.
What?
Ooh, let me read this. You're just jealous of white women because you're built like a linebacker and you're ugly as fuck. And black men don't want you.
Oh, no.
That was my favorite. That was a good one. That was a good one.
You guys are absolutely right. I'm a big fat linebacker. I've never had a black man in my life. I go outside every day just hoping a black man would just look at me. Just look my way.
Just choose you, huh?
And just choose me. Never had one, don't know that.
You see a white woman walking down the street and you're like, why her? Why her, God?
The funny thing about all of this is I'm not even that girl. Like, I'm not even that girl looking at that interracial couple. I'm the girl with the girl that's doing that saying, girl, let them rock. That nigga corny. All right, so
take him off the market,
where's
please.
the next one?
You're racist as hell. Hope you get hit by a truck.
Thank you.
We are so glad that now you guys know. Now we don't have to hide anymore.
Yes, thank you. like, thank you so much.
I feel relieved.
Thank you so much for the Corny Brigade coming into my comments. These weren't even very bad though. Now I did have, a grown man say like, you should kill yourself and heal. And I put my comments off and I know people were like, oh, why do you take your comments off? Can you imagine going in your phone and just seeing paragraph after paragraph and paragraph from motherfuckers that you don't know or care to read? I don't have to read that. I want to use my socials like y'all use y'all socials.
You know what I mean? I want to comment on funny stuff, look at my friends' posts.
Like, I don't want to see that shit. Like, I might actually do that forever. I don't want anyone talking to me that I don't know. And the funniest thing about all of this is that when I would go to their page, it would be what? private or
Private.
a troll page.
And I think that really points to just how sick this society really is, because it was rarely ever grown adults who had, you know, public pages sharing their lives, sharing what they do for work, commenting on this type of stuff. Or it was in a way where it was funny, like, hey, like, I get called Corny all the time. I don't give a shit.
That's what happened on the radio. It's so funny when we, you know, go from social media to being on the air. So we opened the phone lines, and a lot of people was just agreeing with me. Or people were calling in saying, hey, I grew up with an accent. People call me corny because I like anime. And another woman was calling in like, I love corny, man. Me and my husband sometimes, we da-da-da. Like, everybody does stuff corny sometimes, y'all. Relax. Like, I literally sleep with a Little Mermaid blanket every time I go to my mom's house. Like, and I cannot wait to see Halle Bailey. I can't wait for Little Mermaid to drop in May, because I'm gonna be there probably with my little blankie that I've had since I was a baby. Like, come on, like.
I mean, I eat ketchup by itself. People probably think that's corny.
No, that's just nasty. That's just nasty. But like, relax. Like, it's not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing.
I mean, I felt like the internet acted as if you called him a rapist. Even a bum would have been worse than corny, or that you called him a murderer, or you know,
that I wish that,
like, or like you called him anti-black. You didn't say any of these things. You said a word that we have been using since we were in grade.
It's because I'm a black woman.
It is because you're a black woman, but you know why else I think it is, and why this became such a big thing versus, you know, when people call Russell Wilson corny. I think it's because Michael B. Jordan is a single man, a single black man, and you are a black woman saying that.
How do we
versus Russell Wilson being married?
We know he's single?
We don't know that, but he's not married, is what I mean. You know, you're single until you're married.
Okay.
So there's that. But I really do feel more concerned just about how people hide behind troll pages and feel so comfortable
to
spewing hate like that behind fake pages. Show yourself. Say it with your chest.
Like I spewed hate. Anyway, I don't know.
That's what they said you did, girl.
Here's an email I got, and the title of the email is called
"Hang Yourself,"
and it goes, "Hang yourself, bitch. Hang yourself. Hang yourself, bitch. Hang yourself. Put yourself on the news. Put yourself on the news. Hang yourself. Die in a hole forever. You ain't gonna get married. You ain't gonna ever get married, Nicholas. Choo choo like shit." Thank you, Ruth.
I do like the first part.
Hang yourself, bitch. Hang yourself. That's a little hang yourself. Hang yourself. So they wrote that the other day at 9:03 a.m.
That's how Ruth woke up this morning. Ruth woke up. Tell Dominique the Diva, the most hated woman on the internet this week, to hang herself with her blonde, long, knotless braids, bitch.
Oh my goodness. You know.
But do we see anything wrong with this as a society?
No. As a society, I don't see anything wrong with it, because
but it's wrong for you to say corny.
It's wrong for me to call somebody corny, but we don't see anything wrong with this. Of course, I should get hate mail and email and all of that stuff, and yeah, of course, that's what I deserve. Like, if I literally did that, they would have been like, oh yeah, well, that's good she offed herself, because she shouldn't have said he was corny. But yet, mental health.
If you would have killed yourself, well, you know, she was going through a really hard time because she made a comment on social media and was attacked, cyberbullied.
All that shit.
And then we'll be saying rest in peace and having memorial services in your honor.
Yeah.
And that is the state of America that we're in right now.
Girl, it's really pathetic.
Now, but I will tell you this, and if you're watching this, you know who trolls the most on the internet? One. People who follow 10,000 or some more people than who follow them. If you are following 8,000 people and only 300 follow you, I'm talking to you. 2, you have no profile pic. I'm definitely talking to you.
It was like dogs and random anime people.
Or nothing. Or nothing.
Or absolutely nothing at all. Oh, y'all lucky. It was some screenshots of some ugly people that was calling me ugly I was going to put up here. But, you know, they told me not to do that because, you know, it's cool when they do it. It's bullying when I do it.
Yeah, no. So I thought that wouldn't have been a good idea, because then you would be calling us cyber bullies and would have been a whole thing.
The world is just so sensitive, and I don't want to live in a world that is sensitive like this. So, you know, if that really got your panties in a tizzy, then you should just, like, pretend I'm dead already, because you ain't going to hear nothing else I got to say.
You should actually unsubscribe from this podcast. Do not listen. Do not listen to any other episode because you're going to be livid. You're going to be mad all day long. You're going to be slamming things. You're going to be tripping over shoes. You're going to be pissed the fuck off.
Pretend I've gone on the glory, honey. It don't make me no difference.
3, people who have no pics at all on their social media. 0, but you have Instagram and I'm confused. To lurk, to stalk people, to harass people, to look at things that's none of your damn business that you don't even get paid to talk about. That's what you're doing.
Right. So people was like, nobody asked you for this. I'm like, well, they did ask me to come to work that day and pod. And keep in mind, this is all stemming from a podcast that I did 2 years ago.
2 years ago. But it also goes to show you how everything, comes back around. And what I love about you, friend, so much, and what I feel like, we really have in common being in the same industry is like when we believe in something and we speak on something, we stand 10 toes down on it.
Listen.
We never have a problem admitting when we're wrong. We never have a problem saying, oh, my opinion has changed now that I have new information.
Right.
But when we believe in something, there is no point in this job, whether it's something as frivolous as saying somebody is corny or something as important as defunding the police.
Right.
When you believe in something in this industry, if you do not lend your voice to it, why are you here?
Yeah. And, some people were like, oh, well, you need to apologize. Apologize for what?
Let's wait on that because I have some questions that I want to address with you.
Yeah.
And I just want to get clear with you before we move any further. And it definitely has to go with being apologetic. Miss Dominique the Diva.
I've been a lot of things, but I ain't never been there.
Now, before we get into these questions, again, I want to direct your attention back to the screen to these 3 points here. If you are any one of these people, if one or more of these apply to you, I want you to understand that you are not welcomed here. You're so tough behind these phones because you don't post the life for us to judge. So it's very easy for you to judge other people. So now that we got the Corny Brigade out of the way, I want you to address some things. Miss Dominique the Diva, all right?
Okay.
First and foremost, I saw a comment on your page. You had posted and said that you feel like any black man, and I'm not quoting, this isn't verbatim, this is paraphrased, any black man who dates white women is corny to you. And someone commented under your photo and said, you just better keep that same energy with Serena Williams. What do you have to say to that?
Why do I have to keep the same energy? Who said that? Who? I don't have to keep any energy about anything. These are just my opinions that mean nothing. But what are y'all going to do when y'all find out that I think Serena Williams is smart?
Ooh.
Like, what? Like, why are you asking me, what does Serena have to do with this? They're like, what about Jack Harlow? I'm like, what the fuck? I love Jack Harlow. Like, y'all just don't, like, first of all, they say you're nobody needs your opinion, but then they just keep asking me about random people now, like I'm some type of cornometer. Like, I'm not a cornometer. Like, I don't know. Like, I think she's smart. Wonderful. I don't know. She seems happy. I mean, it's just not the same. And
it isn't the same.
It's just not the same. You know what I mean? Because, well, we'll get into statistically why it's just not the same later, in my opinion. But again, this is my opinion. Y'all can do what the hell y'all want to do.
And something that I also think that people need to understand is that opinion is not fact.
No,
it's not fact. So you do not have to argue somebody's opinion.
Right.
Because it literally isn't fact.
Which is why I cut my comments off, because y'all arguing with me. I already said what I said. It was very clear. It was in English. I wrote it clearly in a nice font. I mean, I don't know what y'all want me to say.
How about a great rule of thumb from here? If you see anybody say something about what they think and the sentence starts with I think or I feel.
Or ends with to me.
And ends with to me, that's an opinion. And you shouldn't argue about it.
Girl, that's all they want to do.
Like, what the fuck? All right, next question. Why won't you just be classy and apologize?
Because I'm not classy. Do I look classy? Why did I give classy?
You do look like a little classy hoe, young jazzy
I be pretending. I'm not classy. I'm never going to apologize. This society right now makes me never want to apologize for anything.
Even when I'm sorry.
Even ever, because they just want you to apologize for your opinion. I'm not apologizing. It doesn't mean anything. It ain't stopped nothing. But y'all who are on the internet, like I just can't do it, because as soon as you start apologizing for things that meant no malice, then you're gonna have to start apologizing to everybody all the time. I'm not a people pleaser. I've never been a people pleaser. I've been a me pleaser. And so I'm not afraid to speak my mind and do what I want to do because I need my tribe. I need my people to find me, you know?
Okay.
And the more I'm putting my energy out there, the more I can find my people. Like, so whoever mad is just not for them. But I can't stop what I'm doing. You feel me? Like, it doesn't matter.
I absolutely feel you. Just so don't nobody ever get you fucked up about what
Yeah.
side of the line you stand on.
Yeah, if you're looking for an apology, you're never going to get it over here.
Okay, well, that's that. We're not going to get an apology
I don't
there.
even know the last
Now-
time I apologized to somebody. What would I apologize? I would have to be wrong.
Well, moving on. Let's see what else I have on my cue card here.
yes.
Next question. Diva, what did you learn
What did I
from
learn?
this?
I learned that you mofos are bored as hell. I learned that. What else I learned? I learned that.
How you gonna say?
What?
What did you learn?
Oh, what I
about
learned?
You. What did you learn about your behavior on the internet?
I learned that y'all are sensitive.
There's nothing. I told y'all.
I didn't learn anything. All I learned was that y'all are so bored, like, and we're sensitive, and y'all are so sensitive now. Like, women just can't say things. Like, people have been calling other people whack, lame, corny for years, and it's just like, oh, I can't say that. Like, come on, y'all. Like,
I think it also gets overwhelming on the internet because if you think about it, anybody who goes out of their way to write novellas
Oh my
about
gosh.
another person's opinion or how they look or what they're doing in their life clearly doesn't have a real voice in their actual life. And on the internet is where they find their voice. That's
Yeah.
where somebody can actually give a fuck about their opinion and they can
Yeah.
have somebody like you respond to them. And so it gets overwhelming because the entire Corny Brigade is on the internet because that's what they
Yeah.
do. The rest of us, the real ass niggas out here, we out here in the real world voicing our opinions in real life.
yeah, like, I'm tired right now. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, I already did 2 shows today. Now I'm here potting about this, and that's fine. This is what I do, you know, for a living. But it's just like, I'm really out here doing it. Like, if we did not have to have social media, I would not have social media.
You know I
I
would.
don't need to have social media. Like, it's insane. So when people are like, well, why did you cut your comments off? Or why can't I DM you? Do I know you? If you can't text me, like, so what?
I want the smoke in real
In
life.
real fucking life, because that's the problem. A lot of y'all say a whole lot of stuff online that y'all would never fucking say. And y'all say way worse things about celebrities all the time.
I can only imagine what their notifications and DMs look like. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane to have to deal with that on a daily basis. And if you do not have tough skin, if you are not somebody who's confident in themselves, confident not only in how you look and your physical appearance, but your beliefs,
Yeah.
your job,
I think
you
that
can really fall victim to this and maybe
That's
not
what I
kill
wanna-
yourself,
but
but
that's-
also just be in a state of depression because who wants to see negativity all the time?
yeah, that's why you put your fucking phones down sometimes.
And
go
touch
outside
grass.
And, like, go for a fucking jog and sweat and touch some damn grass or something. Like, nah, for real. I think I did learn that too. Like, I feel bad for people moving forward in this world who, you know, have a opinion that other people don't agree with. You could say something that people don't, you know, they'll sum you up by one opinion. They'll learn that you think this thing about one thing, and now they know everything about you. They're like, oh my God, you are a racist. You don't like Michael B. Jordan. You hate black men. You hate white women. You hate everybody, and you should die. Really? Y'all are so fucking dramatic. Like, let's be fucking for real. Like, let's be for real. It's not that deep. I'm nobody to get your panties in a bunch, and it's just not that deep. But moving forward, people are going to be fake, and they're not going to want to share their opinions because they don't want, like, backlash. And then people, like, average people, I feel like, don't pay attention to the words that the media use to sensationalize stuff. Like,
Right.
like, oh, attacks or under fire. And it literally could be like 5 bot pages on Twitter tweeting something, and then it's like such and such under fire and being attacked, and like these words, like being attacked, saying something about somebody is attacking them.
That is a really wild stance and a wild perspective.
Y'all are such pussy.
I don't want to live in a world like this at all either. And honestly, one thing that I truly hate about the internet is what it has revealed about people that I do not know and people that I do know. I hate seeing you all's opinions or behaviors that I don't like because it makes me look at you the fuck crazy in real life. Even though this internet space is not technically real, it is very real. We've made it very real.
But it's not real at all.
But it's not real at all. And we have to let go, live in real life, and think about your behavior and the things that you say to try to correct somebody else. You cannot correct anybody by doing this. So even if they felt like what you said was really wrong and you're just doing all this is not how you correct people through fear.
Yeah, let me come over here and bully you and tell you to go hang yourself. But
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not scared of nobody but God.
Listen, not a soul.
Don't nobody put fear in my heart. Not no man, not nor woman. So with that being said, you're wasting your time.
You're wasting your time. And that was my favorite part about this, that everybody that knows me was like, man, these people got you fucked up. Like, they're just gonna have to find out. Like, if you're new here, I'm not here trying to please. I'm not here trying to look classy and polished and clean. I just be doing me. Like, and I've been doing me. I've been doing this since I was 19 years old.
Straight up and down.
Straight up and down. So somebody mad about something that I said is just another day. Like, oh well. Like, it just didn't need to drag that long, because, like, actually, y'all should go see the movie. Like, actually, he got a Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. Like, Corny doesn't stop anything. It's not, everyone's debating on what it is.
Corny doesn't stop anything unless you let it.
It's not, it doesn't. No, it doesn't stop anything. Like,
oh, but it does.
Nick Cannon definitely made Gigolo, and he definitely has the best roster in Hollywood. None of y'all could get the bitches that he got. Like, but we're not gonna act like he didn't make Gigolo. But we're not gonna act like that he had that he didn't have like all the baddest bitches in Hollywood. And you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
nah, Nick Cannon has a better baby mama roster than Future. Let's really keep it all the way funky. Let's keep it all the way real.
Corny doesn't stop anything. So everybody trying to debate whether it's right or wrong or derogatory, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Drake is corny. He will out rap you, take your bitch, out-sing you, outright you, all while wearing a sweater, sitting by the fireside, drinking chamomile tea. Like, but we love him. I will cry if he ever.
And nobody ever didn't get married for not being corny. You said this before. Every woman knows that her man has to have at least what percentage of corny?
7% corny. You know
for him to treat you right, and for this man to not put you through hell.
Like, come on. Like,
y'all know this. And we know that, we also know the conversations that are being had behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Because behind closed doors and not on the internet. Anyway, that nigga.
Anyway.
Shout out to Michael B. Jordan, like we said. Like, but the facts are the facts.
But he don't deserve like all of that. But I guess maybe the Corny Brigade was like, look at our hero, reminding the bullies in school that you can do it. So why don't you guys go out there and do it so you can tell, you know, your bullies.
Yeah, I loved seeing all of the like long paragraphs of the stories.
Oh my God.
You know, the guys who were in high school and they were called corny, and
they're
now
writing stories.
They're in the military and they're married and they're doing great things. And yeah, fuck those people that called me corny.
Obviously, that's a real trigger word.
Yeah, because it's a trigger word, because if you feel like you're corny, if people have told you that and you've internalized that, and now that holds you back in different areas of your life, whether it's romantic, relationships, or jobs or whatever, now you're triggered because this man that you don't even know got called corny by this lady
that you don't even know, who means nothing. Like, I ain't nobody for real. Like, it's just like, because the thing that is so important is like, you really have to know who you are in this world. You have to take the time to get to know yourself, what you like, what your triggers are. Like, you know what I mean? You have to really get to know yourself. If not, the internet is going to tell you who you are. And you're going to start consuming that energy, and you're going to start second guessing your damn self. And there's no need to do that. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh my God, well, you know, maybe they're right. No, when you go out here and you do your best every day, when you go out here and you accomplish things that you set your mind out to do, that instills confidence in yourself. And so because I've been able to accomplish so many things that I've wanted to do, nobody can really tell me shit about myself. Like, they just really can't. And I want our children, our teenagers who are on these apps all the time to really know that. I don't know what we're going to do for them, but we have to do something, because it's getting really wild to go from I called someone corny, and that's not even a super bad word, to, oh, I deserve to get death threats online. Like, you guys got to be for real. But honestly, when it comes to mental health, really get to know yourself. And thank God, you know, my people, my tribe know how strong-minded I am. You know what I mean? Working in the industry, I've been able to, you know, see colleagues and other friends go through things like this. So it's just like, girl, whatever, it'll blow over. But like, what about those kids who don't know themselves yet?
And they got to go to school, and also, you know, kid mentality is different than adult mentality. We
Yeah.
can go into the workplace and there aren't all these different whispers that's happening. Like, oh, did you see Diva? Did you see what they said about her? They called her fat. They called her Miss Piglet. But in a
Yeah,
kid's
they
world,
did.
in a
That was good.
teenager's world, like that, having to deal with that online and then going to school and having people talk about that and whisper about you, and kids are just way mean. We were mean back in the day. Clearly, we were mean. Call it Michael B. Jordan, Corny, like, what you doing with that headshot?
Yeah.
But kids are even more mean now.
Yeah.
And that's scary to think because they're so impressionable that it really is just a matter of one or two comments that might send a child over the edge.
Yeah, and that's just sad. I don't want any kids growing up in a world where they feel like they have to take in strangers' opinions of them online. It's just stupid to even do that. But if you don't know yourself and you're not confident in yourself, then you know what I mean, you might internalize that. I'm so grateful. My dad was talking to me like, aren't you glad I used to pick on you? Like, we used to always do your mama jokes. Like, we used to joan on each other. Like, this world is so sensitive. Like, we can't even joan on each other no more. Like, it's just ridiculous. And so that's really what I learned from this week. It's just how much I know myself and how much I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I still got to go to work. Like, life goes on. Like, what's the next story?
And also how important spaces like this that we've created for Diva Unfiltered is, because we do not, again, come here to be politically correct.
No.
We don't come here to be right. We come here to unwind. We don't have to say everything the right way, the way we have to do at work on air. We can literally just
be
drink,
unfiltered,
be ourselves, kick the shit, and do it with our tribe.
But they don't like
do
it.
With squad.
They don't like it. They're like, oh, you're not a professional. Understand, I'm professionally me. It's my profession to be me, to talk, to share my opinions, my thoughts, to get certain messages out there, to host things. Somebody was like, your job is to sell music. That's what they said. I was like, how do you sell music, bitch? How? Like, how do I sell it? Like, I never had. How do I sell it? Like, do I pull it out my pocket? Or like, how do I sell music? Like, people will tell you what your job is and what you're supposed to be doing. And it's just like,
and people just care to have an opinion. You just care to have a voice, not to be informed with your voice, not to be accurate with your voice, not to be impactful, not to be helpful, just to have a voice. And that's why our jobs are so important as journalists, as members of the media, because we can actually sit up here and come from not only an industry perspective, but professionally doing this, being trained in it, and knowing that this shit is all a facade to get the people going, to get them ad dollars going, to get y'all clicking, so that, those ad rates,
I love getting the people
on the shade room can go up. Baby.
I love getting the people going. I'm one of those people that as soon as I find out that you don't like me, I try to make it worse.
And that's what you did, because I feel like every time somebody says something to you, you post something else so that you can get underneath their skin.
I know, I have my best friend say, don't say nothing else about it. Bitch, I'm not Beyonce. Like, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
Why do we expect people to be the bigger person?
I don't. I'm never the bigger person. Like, I'm literally 5 feet tall. Like, I will never be the bigger person. Like, I'm always gonna be petty. Like, I'm always gonna be petty. Now, if I have time, I don't know if that's the Virginia in me either, because Chris Brown be like,
it is two up, two down for sure.
I don't know what it is about VA. Like, VA.
I want it to be expected that I'm gonna be ignorant and that I'm gonna be petty and that I'm always gonna clap back. I want you to like fully expect that. If I do anything differently, just be surprised and love it.
I want to tell y'all, whatever y'all think I'm above, I'm not above it. I'm not above it. Whatever you think I'm above, I'm really not above it. Like,
and one thing about us, when you go low, we take it to the bottom of hell's floor.
It was so hard for me not to go high. Like, I am not Michelle Obama yet. I'm not that. But people was like, you 40 years old. You don't got no man. You don't got no kids. You ain't shit. I'm like, okay.
I don't have no man.
Okay.
I don't have no kids.
Sure.
Who said that?
Sure.
Who said that?
If that makes you feel better. Now, if that makes you feel better. So anyway, moving on, because y'all dragged that. It's Women's History Month.
Yay!
A little Sean Don. Now it's time to do it for them ladies.
Do it for the ladies, because it's ladies' night.
Listen, happy Women's History Month. I do want to say one thing to the white women that were in my comments and DMs and upset. And I'm going to be nice because it's Women's History Month.
Be nice.
But please exit stage left off of my page because nobody was talking to y'all. And that's y'all problem in the first place.
That's always y'all problem. That's always y'all problem. I don't like
Minding our business. Nobody was talking to y'all. Nobody got nothing against y'all. If I'm talking about the dude next to you, or if I'm talking about the BBC that you on and riding every night,
it still don't have shit to do with you.
It still don't have nothing to do with you.
And that's what you need to understand.
And that's y'all problem. And historically, I know it's hard for y'all to mind y'all business. Historically, I know it's hard for y'all to not be in our business. But now is not the time. Get off my page.
Ooh.
Anyway, happy Women's History Month. So this year, the theme is actually Women Like Us. We're celebrating women who tell our stories.
Yes.
This year's Women's History Month is going to recognize women who have been active in all forms of media, storytelling, including print, radio, TV, stage, screen, blogs, podcasts, and so much more. So to all the other media girls out there,
doing your thing. Cheers to you.
Cheers
Absolutely.
to you. I'm excited.
We appreciate you in all the ways that you are telling stories or telling your story. And we just want you to know that the world would not be what it is without the girls.
Absolutely not. Now, what is your favorite thing about being a Black woman?
Oh, man. My favorite thing about being a Black woman is literally just the sauce that we put on everything.
Yes.
We are the demographic that has the most sauce, the most swag, the most class, but can still get ratchet, can still twerk the fuck down, but still got PhDs, but still can play the housewife, but can still be mom too, but can still be the homegirl from around the corner.
Yes.
And
we're just not monolithic. Like,
we're not monolithic. We are so layered and multidimensional that for me, I like being able to show all those layers and showing other Black women that don't ever let anyone make you one-dimensional.
Yeah.
I love this era of the like Black woman in her soft era, the Black woman not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Like just doing whatever she wants to do, how she wants to do it, and I want us to continue that. I don't want anyone to instill fear on us.
Yeah.
I know that this is Women's History Month and it's about all the women in the world. However, I'm a Black woman and this is a Black-ass podcast and we keep it Black here, so I'm talking to the Black women.
Well, yeah, and it's a different struggle. I mean, we have to be honest. In the beginning, when they were, suffragists, when they were fighting for women's rights, they were fighting for white women's rights. It took them a long time into the 1920s.
They didn't want us to be a part of it.
1920s, they still didn't want it. They wanted us to go out there and help fight for the right to vote. And then in the 1920s, we still weren't allowed to. And then they were like, oh, well, it's a race thing. You guys gotta, we came back to them like, hey, they still not letting us vote. And they're like, oh, I mean, well, like, you know what I mean? So there's some history there with that. But this month, we are better together. But it's nothing like being a Black girl. So for everyone that was trying to say, oh, you're just jealous, you want to be a white girl, like,
we have nothing to be jealous about.
Why would I ever?
We have nothing to be jealous about.
Why would I ever?
And that's not shade, right?
Why would I?
That's not shade.
But also at the same time, people. It's just interesting to me that people were coming to me as well, like, oh, throwing the word racist around, and I'm just like. Like, I'm literally the most disrespected woman in America. So telling the most disrespected woman in America that she's racist is hilarious to me, because I could literally go outside and have a broken tail light and get pulled over and get arrested and get pulled out my car
and get shot and die in custody
and killed and die in custody, and nobody would bat a fucking eye. So someone telling me that I'm racist when I do not have the power to oppress anybody.
Oh, but let a white woman cry.
Haven't oppressed anybody is absolutely erroneous. Now, I
let
like
a
to
white
be
woman cry.
prejudiced, but I'm not.
You might be a bigot.
I'm not, but you know what I mean? Like, really, kill the crap.
I mean, but also this though, if you were, how would the world change?
It would not change at all. And it's like, they act like, I mean, what if a Black person did feel a way about, like, whatever. I don't even want to take it there. Let's keep going about our favorite things about being a Black woman. They asked Kelly Rowland what her favorite thing about being Black, and she said, what I love the most about being Black is my cocoa skin. I love my cocoa skin, and I love the extra bit of sassiness that I have in my rhythm. That's my favorite thing. I love the rhythm that we have.
You said this before.
I love it because we have a certain rhythm And we have a certain swagger, a certain walk, and also our skin goes with like any color. Like I was talking to a girl in the grocery store the other day. I think she had like a burgundy like hair, and it was just like I just love us, like that flavor, that sauce that we just bring to any and everything. And I couldn't not imagine not knowing how to dance or like not having rhythm or like because music just. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm in this industry. I love music, you know?
The way the black woman has evolved and the way we evolve throughout life, when I look at, young black girls to, teenage girls to young adult women, to middle-aged women to older black women, is just the evolution of it all, the perspective that we bring to the world, the creativity, and also just the warmness.
Everything that we do is lit.
Everything we do is lit.
Everything that the black woman does is lit, is trendy, is popping. Like, come on. Like, after Megan started saying Hot Girl Summer, how many companies, makeup companies, apparel start saying, we're having a Hot Girl Summer. Come on down here and get out of here. Like, everything that we do is popping. Like, get out of here.
We make it lit every single time, and the warmth that we bring to things, everything is always done in like this vibe that you can just feel love.
Yeah.
That is what I just enjoy the most, because I'm like.
And the other thing about being a black girl is I like when we get ready to go out. Like when we get ready to go out and we got the music on or whatever, we got the little drink, we got the flat iron on, it smelled like burnt hair in there. All right, then we did our little makeup and we're like, is you ready, girl? I don't know, what do you think about this outfit? Like that whole little
You got some lip gloss? I need to charge my fine.
Girl, I forgot my eyeliner, girl, or whatever y'all be doing in there with y'all friends. Like,
okay.
Oh, you got an earring back.
Now you know we need to go because I need to stop for gas.
like that
whole moment,
like before we go out, is one of my favorite things about being a black girl and just how creative we are. Like we'll be like, girl, you need what? Girl, give me that, and give me that, and bring me that, and I'm gonna make it work. Like we just make stuff work. Like you ever have a man come in the house and like look in the refrigerator or look in and he like, ain't no food in here, and he like,
it's food in here.
You go in there and make a whole meal, okay? Got it smelling all good.
Okay.
I ain't even see all that. And
we always making something out of nothing.
You're not supposed to, because we always making something out of nothing. And it's like no matter what the black woman has gone through, we always do stuff with a smile on our face.
With love.
And with love. Like, I just... Like, that's
even
why
when we're bitter.
Even when we're bitter. But that's why sometimes with friends, family, and whomever, or any other black woman that I hear or see, like, sometimes we handle things so effortlessly that people do not recognize when we are screaming for help. People do not recognize when we're saying, no, actually, I'm drowning. Actually, I can't handle all this. Actually, I need to delegate a task of something off of my plate. And I always identify with that woman because it's like, because we are handling things how we handle it, y'all think that we joking when we say, yo, handle this. You know what I'm saying? Handle this for me. Like, I know I'm good at dribbling the ball. I know I'm good at doing this. But right now, I need backup. And I feel like sometimes we go without having backup. And there's so many articles out there about a woman's mental load. The things that we're constantly taking inventory on, you know, from the household. Oh, do we need more of this? Do we need more of that? Oh, we ran out of bread. I got to go get that. Oh, work. I got to do work. I got to do this presentation. I got to, is my clothes pressed? Do I have my
bills paid?
Is the bills paid? Do I have my flat iron? What am I doing with my hair? Like, the workload that we have in our mind, we don't even think about how much is really on our brain that we really handle. And so a lot of times we really need to give ourselves grace. Like, I've even told myself that sometimes. I've been in the house feeling like I can't even sit down and relax.
Oh, yeah, all the time. Absolutely.
Because it's always something to do. Well, guess what? This Women's Month, I want you to tell somebody else to do it. Get somebody fucking else to do it. And don't feel bad about it.
Okay.
That's what I want.
And also this Women's Month, I really want us to just know that we are doing a fantastic job at one, creating community.
Yes.
Creating community. And two, again, I love this I don't give a fuck attitude. I don't give a fuck. The only thing I do give a fuck about is how I feel and how well taken care of I feel.
Yeah.
Whether it comes to our relationships, our careers, our jobs, even where we live, the amount of black women who are leaving America and living in other places with their children and with their husbands. I love that for us. I can't wait to see where we are in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
So, hey, black girl, keep doing your thing, okay?
You rock. You rock. Now, we're going to wrap this up here. I am, like, exhausted. This week was like so exhausting.
Do you feel good about getting all that off of your chest?
Yeah, I feel better. I just need to get some things off my chest. And then some other things I have to say, like dissipated. Like maybe like 3 days ago, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna say this, that, and the third. But today it's just like, I don't really care that much anymore.
Yeah, I know we were gonna address the whole
yeah, I don't really care that much.
interracial couple thing.
Yeah, I don't really care.
I think you were clear.
I think what also people have to understand is that, you know, they always get things mixed up if we say something that's really pro-black. Like if I say I love black love and I would like to stand for black love, I would like to see that first. Somehow, whenever you're pro-black, it gets caught up into being racist. You know, we all saw it happen. We all saw this happen when we said Black Lives Matter. What did they do? Well, what about blue lives? And that's a fucking uniform. Fuck out of here. And what about all lives? Well, all lives being like, come on, like you always have to make it something else. And so it's just like, you know what? Drop it. Get over it. It's nothing wrong with what I said. Now you might not agree, but that doesn't mean that it was wrong. And so I think love is love. You can't help you can't help who you love. You're not supposed to. What movie is that? You're not supposed to. But it's just like, what's wrong? What's wrong with black love? Like, I feel like people have to get over it. Being pro-black is not.
There are so many things up against black love that it is perfectly fine for us to want to take a stand for it. Yeah. You know, when we as a community have been told for our entire existence in this country and in others that our lives do not matter, that we aren't even human.
And we've been told that white is right.
That we are not even allowed.
And better.
We are not even allowed to stay with our families the way that our families were broken apart during slavery, the way that our families
not even during slavery in the 1970s or
the way that racism has affected us so much that the likelihood of us being successful in a black marriage is so low compared to other demographics. That is why we stand for black love. That is why we stand for black women marrying black men. That is why we stand for raising proud black children, because we've never truly been able to do that in a safe space. So, for anybody who was confused, that is why Diva said what she said. I'm speaking for you, friend.
Thank you, girl.
But that is why she said what she said. Another thing that I want you all to realize before we get all the comments and all the rhetoric and all of that is that there are two types of black people in this world. There's the black person who cares to engage with other races and explain to them why we say what we say and why we do what we do and why we feel how we feel. And then there's the black people like me that don't care to engage with people who don't understand the struggle. If you have not already learned enough about where we are in this country, where we've come from and where we're going, I don't care to engage in a conversation with you to try to explain shit to you about how I feel, about black love, about a black man, about a black woman, or about a black family the way that I know it. And that's really just that on that. And I don't really give a shit if you black, white, blue, or whatever. I said what I said, because all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
I'm telling you, honey.
There's that.
I don't even know if we want to take it to the other point.
All right. I mean, I thought we was wrapping up, but
I thought we was wrapping up. I thought we was wrapping up. But I do want to say that according to Brookings Institute data, black men are less likely than black women to have completed high school and 50% less likely to have attained a 4-year college degree. Yet, despite the shortage of suitable black partners, black women have also been the least likely of any minority group to marry outside of their race, and this is according to data from the Pew Research Center.
Now, these are reputable research organizations that
they don't know what reputable mean. They don't even care.
I also would like to point out this fact, and I wrote this down again, why we stand for black love and why we are here for black women marrying black men is because black women are actually the only race to not outpace their male counterparts in marrying outside of their race. So that means black women, we are less likely to marry another race than Asian women, than white women, and American Indian women. However, black men are more likely to marry a white woman or a woman outside of their race than we are. And so I found it very interesting when you made the comment you made about, black men dating white women or whatever. The just the lies and the false truths that were being spun because people only see things through their lens. They only see things through their lived experiences. But these are actual facts. These are actual numbers. And it is the effects of racism and oppression. And that is why, again, we stand for Black
I
love.
understand. Yeah, and again, after this, I'm not even talking about it anymore because I said what I said. I think it was very, very clear. Like, you don't have to agree, but I do think that, you know, love is love. I understand you can't help who you love out there, but I can still say what the fuck I want. So.
And we can still be all for you loving who you love and still be here for Black women marrying Black men. Two things can be true.
No, they think
things are rarely ever black and white.
You could be corny and fine as hell. You could be corny and fun. You could be corny and successful. I don't know, I don't understand what the drama was about.
Okay, there are a lot of people.
The drama?
You're definitely the drama and the problem. And it's like there are a lot of people who are pro-Black, who are very strong activists in, you know, our community or advocates, and they are married to white people.
Listen, Kamala Harris, Vice President, Ketanji Brown Jackson, like, you know, but there is an argument within our community that, you know, you can't go out there and be like pro-Black and then go home and sleep with the, I don't know.
The colonizer.
Yeah, I think that you can though. Like, I kind of.
That is a debate. That is a layered debate.
It's a layered debate.
I actually don't quite know
I feel like, but the thing about it is, obviously, if I'm married to that person, they're an ally, or is it obviously?
I think obviously they're an ally, right?
So how do they use their allyship? I don't know, honey.
Yeah, I'm stumped on that one.
Go.
I'm stumped on that one.
We tired of talking about this shit.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when we have.
We're gonna talk about some other shit later.
Yeah,
but we tired of talking about
Happy
this.
Women's Month, though. Shout out to all the girls out there. We're gonna be celebrating all month long,
and we're gonna have an unfiltered party once again. So if you was there last year,
you already know how shit went down. We were too lit. I was so drunk that day, it was ridiculous. And I was still sitting on my BBL pillow. So this time, I'm twerking this ass.
Oh my god! So come on out to see Shay's ass, and we're going to put the info where we're going to be celebrating Women's Month in DC. But yeah, we'll catch you next time with another episode of Diva Unfiltered. Love ya. Mean it.
Peace.